picture you see is the rock on which the center of the world lands on. It's called the Meridian Rock. Now, this rock was in Tema. Tema could have been the most important city in the world.
The video I'm about to show you right now would make you cry for Nigerians.
Fiber optics connects this world. So anybody that's listening, if you press send from your phone, and your picture go to Facebook, TikTok, Amazon, Google, fiber optics is what sends it. And I'm one of the global inventors of this technology.
Hey darlings, and welcome back yet to another interesting, intriguing, and most importantly, educative, expository, informative, and mind-blowing episode right here on the stable of Vibes Upon Vibes with Chivik. So guys, in this video, fully packed, loaded with a lot of information, like educative, inspiring, and most importantly, entertaining episode. Guys, you don't want to miss out, right? Will be me reacting to some of these video clips put together for our knowledge and understanding based on reaction and analysis. So at this point, if you are yet to like, I will oblige you, hit on the like button, share and subscribe. And with that being said, guys, let's delve into this video of a Ghanaian reactor, comedian, and as well my brother Chimzi. Then sum it up with a highlight and a rundown summary of great legend that we featured in my last episode. If you've not seen it, to check it out after this, and as well everything that has to do with his history, his biography, his death, and all whatnot. Well packed, fully loaded information, and at the end of the day we'll come back and summarize. Let's go.
The video I'm about to show you right now would make you cry for Nigerians. It will make you weep on the things that Nigerians do and how they victimize themselves. I just want you to brace yourself and listen to this. Just listen to this.
12-year-old girl was sent on an errand by her mom in Edo State. 5 grown-ass men took this girl into an uncompleted building and gang raped her. They took turns raping this girl. Now, it did not end there. They recorded it and shared it. 12 years old girl. See, next time someone asks you why feminists are bitter, why women are bitter, why women are angry, remind them that even the babies among us are not safe. A 12 years old girl. I've been trying to put myself together for the past 2 hours, but she was literally 12. Just 12. Nigeria, when will it stop? When, if women are not getting beheaded, they are getting butchered, and now it's not even, it has never ever even been only the grown women, even children. 12 years old girl, 5 grown-up men. Will she ever recover from this? There is no punishment that those boys will receive that will change the fact that they've scarred that girl forever. 12 years old. I need every Nigerian woman to be like visibly bitter and angry. She was just 12. She was just 12. She's a 12 years old baby, literally a baby.
Now, here is something that will happen. After watching these videos, I know a number of people will come out to say, oh my God, these men are wicked, these men are this. I don't behave like a Nigerian. One of the significant qualities of Nigerians is that when they see something wrong happen, unfortunate situations or uncanny activities occur, they will begin to say, oh my God. They will begin to share sentiment. None of them would trace it from the foundation. None of them would say, why does these things happen? You never hear any of them say that. Do you get? You never hear any of them say, why does this type of things happen? No, you will never hear. Now, it's not like I don't sympathize with this 13-year-old girl, this very little girl. These things happen every single time. As a matter of fact, I manage patients. I manage people that have been raped. I manage them psychologically. I manage a number of them that have been raped, those things. I have someone that was with her uncle when armed robbers came in. Very beautiful girl. And they were, raping her in turns. After raping her, they injected her with a drug and continued in their escapade. Now, this girl is married and she's having this trauma. Even though she's been taking drugs, she's having this trauma. But here is something I want to pass out there. Something that is more important. Please share these things. Share these things so that people can learn. Now, let me tell you something. When a people, listen to this wisdom. When a people seek to benefit from a corrupt system, they make the corrupt system bigger. And when a corrupt system becomes bigger, it begins to victimize them. Let me repeat this. When a people seek to benefit from a corrupt system, it makes the corrupt system bigger. It puts the corrupt system on a pedestal. And then that corrupt system, being bigger, begins to victimize them. What am I trying to say in essence? All these criminal activities that occur in Nigeria, like rape, kidnap, and what have you, gruesome demise, gruesome murder, and a number of all these things. All these things are owed to the facts. All these things are owed to the fact that Nigerians propagate, worship, instigate, and encourage selfishness. All these things are owed to the fact that an average Nigerian reverences, worships, propagates, and tactically, indirectly, encourages this need to selfishly acquire for yourself, to selfishly satisfy yourself. All these things are owed to the fact that an average Nigerian has this money-making mindset instead of service to humanity. I've always stated these things. These things will be popping out every now and then. I feel sorry for this little girl and her parents. She's going to live the rest of her life with this trauma. Well, I offer therapy for these things. She's going to live the rest of her life with this trauma. And it gets worse when she becomes a wife. It gets worse when she becomes a mother. A situation where a little girl was ganged, raped by 5 elderly men, by 5 older men. We had this kind of situation, 3 men in this case, an 8-year-old girl in Nigeria. I'm telling you the truth. Let me tell you something you have to understand. When we as Nigerians begin to usher safety in our society by doing one thing. One thing, it's not 2 things, just one thing. It's not by going to church. It's not by going to school. We go to school, we go to church a lot. One thing, it is by changing our mentality from that I want to make money, forget it entirely, to I want to serve humanity. Your priority, see, what should wake you up from bed is your need to go and serve, not your need to make money. I am a civil servant. I am paid salary. But I wake up early in the morning with the desire to go and serve Nigerians, not with the desire to go and make money, not with the salary I'm paid. That is why I become the best in whatever I do. That is why I am the dude. I am the one. I am the one. I am the chosen one in my place of work. The need to serve, the need to contribute to the wellness of the society. If Nigerians have this mentality, we would encourage safety in our society. If you cannot connect how it works right now, well, maybe in some other video you can inbox me and I'll tell you directly. Thank you.
The picture you see is the rock on which the center of the world lands on. It's called the Meridian Rock. Now, this rock was in Tema. Tema could have been the most important city in the world. Tema is the only town that is closer to the center of the world. Imagine something like this was in America or maybe Europe. By this time, people would have been paying thousands of dollars to go and see this thing. I'm telling you. This is why Dr. Kwame Nkrumah never joked with Tema, because he knew that one day this place would have been the most visited place in the world. You got it. The construction of the harbor and the houses around this place was not just by accident, especially this particular hotel, the Meridian Hotel. In the 1960s, important dignitaries and tourists from all around the world will come to this place. They slept at this particular hotel. You don't know. And today, look at the building. The Meridian Rock. If you go online and you are doing research, it has only one picture. I wonder why we never saw American journalists like this on TV in Africa. So this man is called Thomas Braden. He was a CIA who later became a journalist at CNN. And this is a show called Crossfire. It happened in 1982. This was a debate between him and this particular man. Now look at what happened.
That's something else that needs to be cleared up, Pat. We're not against the black race. We're not against. We believe in free enterprise for this country. We believe that everyone should have the same rights.
Well, Mr. Wizard, it says right here. Wait a minute, Mr. Wizard. Let me interrupt you for a minute, Mr. Wizard. It says right here, you believe in the final solution, which is black repatriation to Africa. That's
Abraham Lincoln. But now look, I'm not going to be cut off.
No, but I'm not going to be shut off either. You're running around on a bed sheet. I don't have the bed sheet. But I just want to tell you, I want to ask you this question. Can you imagine this country repatriating all the black Americans that Pat just spoke about to Africa?
No.
I mean, what kind of nonsense?
No, I can't.
Now, you tell me what you were against. What do you believe in?
What we believe in.
What are you for?
We believe in God, we believe in the United States of America, and we believe that God has commanded us to separate ourselves from other races. Not because we hate the other races or because we feel that we're better or worse, but because we feel it's God's commandment. And if you criticize that in our religion, then you're criticizing the Christianity for the last 2,000 years.
All right, sitting here in your bench telling us all that the only thing you're for, you're against.
You're really upset about my bench.
Oh, yeah, I think, if I were you, I would be so ashamed of myself. I mean, I can't imagine walking around in that silly costume telling people to be against blacks and against Jews.
Have you ever seen the Pope and the Cardinals in their costumes?
Yeah, but they're religious and they're for something, and you're just nothing but against something, and you're against the very spirit of this country. I believe in the same God.
You're against the thing.
You're against the thing that makes this country a unity and that makes this country great. And I think you're a disgrace.
At this point, every African country needs a leader like Ibrahim Traore. So this guy needed to boost the agricultural sector of Burkina Faso, and this is how he intends to do it. Now, this guy has introduced a new policy where the prisoners can work on the farm to reduce their prison sentence. Now, this is how it's done. If you're a prisoner, you work 1 month on the farm, and then you get 3 months off your prison sentence. Now, this goes a long way to equip the prisoners with some agricultural skills. So when they are released into the society, they don't become a burden on anyone. And also, in the long run, it also boosts the agricultural sector of the country. Now, according to Ibrahim Traore, this projects our African values, and also proper justice is being served to some of these people that are led to roads in prison. There is no proper rehabilitation than this one. Now, this is how the prison industries in Africa used to work before the Western world adopted it. Back then, there were some particular skill sets. You will never get it in the community unless in the prison. This way, the prisoners were still useful in the community. Nowadays, you go to our prisons and there are hundreds of people in a room that is meant for 10 people. Now tell me, with a visionary leader like this, where do you think Burkina Faso would be in the next 10 years? These people believe they are Africans. They live in Africa, but then they don't allow any blacks in their town. Now, I didn't even know that there's a place like this in Africa until Wodimaya went to this place. The name of this place is called Orania. It's in South Africa. Now, these people are Dutch settlers who came to South Africa in the 17th century. And according to them, they bought the land from the government. The people from this place are called Afrikaners. Now, these people have their own culture. They have their own currency. They have their own flag and everything. If you want to be part of this community, first of all, you have to be a white person. That is the key factor. And second of all, you have to be fluent in their language, which is the Afrikaans. And third, you have to be a Calvinist Christian, and your record has to be clean. You don't have to have any criminal record.
Our name is Afrikaners. Our language is Afrikaans. Right. So we feel part of this continent, and maybe people don't agree, but I don't have another home. Obviously I know that I have European roots. 400 years ago. For 400 years my people have been here. I love Africa. I don't want to live anyplace else. The question, why can't a black person come here, is not the right question. It's more a question like a marriage between two people. It's exclusive affair. Doesn't mean you're against anyone else. We want to preserve our culture. We want to preserve our traditions, our faith, our language. These are the things that we want to preserve.
But someone might ask, if you want to preserve your culture, you're preserving your culture on a land that belongs to South Africans.
The land here we bought, we paid for it.
From who?
Well, at that stage we bought it from the previous owner, which was the government. Right?
But I don't think an African can leave Africa, go to Europe and say that we just bought this land and no one is allowed to come in.
One unspoken rule in Ghana, when you go to our schools, is that the girls over there, or the females, they are not allowed to keep their hair in the government schools. The explanation they mostly give is that they want all of them to be uniform. If they keep their hair, they will not have time to focus on their books. And the private schools is kind of different. You can braid your hair, you can do whatever you want. You get it? Meanwhile, the main reason dates way back to the colonial era, where the indigenes who attended schools in the castles were not allowed to keep their hair because they wanted to separate them from the mulattoes. When we say mulatto, it was a name given to people or the kids who were produced by the people who were here and the Europeans who came here. Those kids were called mulattoes. And these kids were allowed to keep their hair. But then our people over here, if you send your kids to school in the castle, whether it's a boy or a girl, they will not allow them to keep their hair. And for some reason, that particular practice has been in existence up to today. Look at my face. And at the end of the day, we still get females or women who come out of private schools and they become prominent people in the society. So my question is, what do you people think? Do you think this practice should be maintained? Or do you think we should abolish it? One unspoken rule in Ghana, did you know that the Jamaicans had their own Yasantua? Before Yasantua, there was this particular woman called Queen Nanny, aka the nanny of the Maroons. Now, she was an Asante who was taken as part of the enslaved Africans to Jamaica, where she became a freedom fighter over there, just like Yasantua. Now, they took her in the 17th century, and then upon arrival, she managed to escape while the ship was offshore. She escaped into the Blue Mountains. She met other Maroons.
You get it?
Now, basically, when we say Maroons, they are like enslaved Africans who escaped from the British in Jamaica. Now, when she got to the Blue Mountains, Queen Nanny formed alliance with these 3 other Asante men called Yao, Echampon, and Kujo. But because the Jamaicans couldn't mention their name, they called them Kwao, Ekwampon, and Kujo. Queen Nanny, together with these 3 people, decided to protect the Maroons over there. The British colonial force launched many attacks on them, but then they failed. And they, in retaliation, attacked the British plantations and freed other enslaved Africans, and then burned down the plantations.
Look at my face.
Queen Nanny leading these people, they rebelled against the British from 1720 to 1740, where the British demanded peace from the people. They gave Queen Nanny and other 1,000 enslaved Africans 500 acres of land to live freely, under the condition that they'll help them fight against the French or anyone who invaded Jamaica. Now, this peace treaty, which happened on 20th April 1740, is still celebrated in Jamaica up to today, and this woman was named a national hero.
Dr. Mensah is one of the 4 scientists who contributed immensely to the development of fiber optics and nanotechnology. He was a chemical engineer and inventor.
Fiber optics connects this world. So anybody that's listening, if you press send from your phone, and your picture go to Facebook, TikTok, Amazon, Google, fiber optics is what sends it. And I'm one of the global inventors of this technology. There are actually 3 white people, Bob Mauer, Peter Schultz, and Don Kelk, and me from Ghana, who invented that technology.
His work significantly increased production speed and helped make fiber optics a more affordable technology. Among his 14 patents, he secured 7 in fiber optic technologies over the span of 6 years, which is a remarkable achievement.
I have 7 patents, all in 6 years. Normally, it takes people 5 to get even 1.
However, it is disheartening that whenever his accomplishments are highlighted, some question his legitimacy. This skepticism reflects the lingering effect of colonial brainwashing that many Africans still contend with. Despite ample evidence, patents and recognitions published by the Institutes of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, some people still cast doubt on his integrity. Yet, if he were white, there likely wouldn't be a single question about his achievement. Dr. Mensah was a committed Pan-Africanist, passionate about African self-determination. He sought to change the narrative that blacks are inferior and that global achievements come solely from Europeans.
Everything we see, people think only the white person did it. See an airplane? Oh, a white person do it. See an MRI machine in the hospital? You see a computer? They think it's only a white person can do it. But you are looking at a person who created a technology for you to send pictures on your cell phone worldwide. You are looking at him, and he's not white. He's black, just like you. He happens to be from Ghana.
He believed that black people are just as capable, if not more so, than any other race. This conviction inspired him to write his book, The Right Stuff Comes in Black Too.
The right stuff comes in black too. And the reason is simple. Blacks have done great and amazing things. But sometimes you don't hear about it. It took Wikipedia to put what I've accomplished and done on Wikipedia. And after that, of course, Google has picked it up.
Dr. Mensah was dedicated to addressing the challenges faced by many Africans. He launched an initiative called Moving Ghana into the 21st Century, aimed at driving progress and innovation across the continent. He also proposed a 21st century infrastructure modernization plan in a form of high-speed rail system for Ghana. This railway system was to link the nation's important port cities, Accra and Takoradi, to Tamale, passing through Kumasi. He proposed the installation of fiber optic cables along the high-speed rail system routes, allowing passengers to access the internet while traveling at a speed of 200 to 300 miles per hour.
Proposing that African countries can leapfrog by implementing serious strategic infrastructure projects. For example, high-speed train. What you see here basically is a proposal to the Ghana government. The idea is to have a bullet train, high-speed train, going from the south, which is Accra, the main capital, and Takoradi, through Kumasi, all the way to the border, to Tamale. Instead of taking 4 days to go from the south to the north by trucks or by train, whatever, you can take 1.5 hours. So technically speaking, you can even live in Tamale and work here.
Dr. Mensah also envisioned connecting like-minded individuals and colleagues in the diaspora, such as Dr. Victor Lawrence from Stevens Institute of Technology in New Jersey, Dr. Doche Visoga from Cornell University, hypersonic expert Dr. Isaiah Blankson from NASA, Richard Okaim, president of DuPont Africa, and Dr. Kojo Uso Asare from Penn State University. Many of them are willing to serve as advisors, with some even considering relocating to Ghana to contribute to the country's development. For those who he is a former student of Adisadel College in Cape Coast and Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in Kumasi. He holds a PhD in chemical engineering from Montpellier University in France and a certificate in modeling of chemical processes from the world-acclaimed Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the US. Dr. Mensah has held high-level engineering positions in the US, first at Air Products and Chemicals, then joined Corning Glass Works, working in fiber optics research at Sullivan Park in New York in 1983. He received the Corning Glass Works Individual Outstanding Contributor Award for his work in 1985. He moved to Bell Laboratories in 1986, where he led a program to develop the first laser-guided weapons for the US Department of Defense Guided Missile Program. This program enabled the development of missiles that travel at the speed of sound. Dr. Mensah also founded the high-tech firm Supercon Technology that specializes in aerospace and communication products. His firm focuses on advanced structural materials development for supersonic US fighter aircraft like the F-22, which is among the fastest aircraft. He would eventually become the founder of Georgia Aerospace, which manufactures specialized parts for stealth aircraft. He is the first and only black person to have served as the national chairman of the Materials and Engineering Sciences Division at the American Institute of Chemical Engineers. Recently, he was just one of 3 black men recognized by the National Academy of Inventors out of 167. The other 2 were Dr. Mark E. Dean, formerly of IBM and now at the University of Tennessee, and Babatunde Oyedeji Ogunaki, Dean of the University of Delaware, who sadly passed away in 2022. Dr. Mensah has received several awards, including Tennis Trumpet Award for Fiber Optics Innovation, Percy Julian Award, and Golden Touch Award, which is the highest award by National Society Black Engineers. In 2015, he was inducted into the U.S. National Academy of Inventors. Dr. Mensah returned to Ghana from the US to contribute to the development of the country's technology infrastructure, applying the knowledge he gained abroad. He stated, "I am not interested in complaining about the challenges of the system in Ghana. Instead, I want to be part of the movement returning to Ghana to help accelerate its development." He organized and chaired numerous workshops and conferences in collaboration with the government of Ghana to bring his visionary ideas to life. Sadly, Dr. Mensah passed away on March 27, 2024. He left behind a remarkable legacy in science and engineering, leaving us with the pressing question: what's next? Who will carry the torch he lit? Will his dream become yet another unfulfilled promise? This issue highlights one of the key challenges faced not only by Ghana, but by Africa as a whole: continuity. While other countries sponsor their citizens to study abroad and return to contribute to nation building, some of our brightest minds, like Dr. Mensah, often return to little attention or recognition. In April 2024, it was reported that 12 bullet trains assembled in Poland by the Polish rail manufacturer PISA arrived at Tema Port. These trains were inspired by Dr. Mensah's proposal. We can only hope that the groundbreaking innovations and efforts Dr. Mensah invested do not fade away. His contributions must be preserved and advanced. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and thank you for watching.
Amazing, guys. First of all, let me start with the Ghanaian comedian. These informations that I have heard today are really the first time I'm coming across most of this, exception to the one that he reacted on Guatemala and South Africa, and the rest of it is really shocking and expository to me, and I'm like, really interesting and amazing, as well as my brother Chimdi giving it hot, raw, honest opinion about Nigerians and the rest of other African countries. You see, one unique and amazing thing or fact of expressing ourselves and putting out content like this is to have a broader knowledge, perception, and understanding of what others think, know about each other as countries, citizens in the continent of West, North, East, South, and Central Africa. Exactly. And yes, I guess and believe you have learned a thing or two. Sure, do let me know what is it you have as your take home in this episode. For me, I have learned a thing or two from my brother Chimdi and Kobe. Leave yours in the comment section. And at this juncture, if you are yet to like this video, come on, Charlie. Encourage the ambassador by hitting on the like button. Do not forget to subscribe. Beg of you, do not make this your last time here. Don't forget as well to turn on the bell icon next to it that says all notification, so that you always be the first to get notified whenever new, interesting, captivating episodes are posted here. Exactly. And with that, I would say this is what we have for today. What are your thoughts, your opinion, your objective, your input? Like I said, let us talk in the comment section. Until then, keeping it real, happy, safe, and blessed. And I, the ambassador, one. We'll see you in my next episode. But for now, do have a lovely, peaceful, a blessed, a successful day out there, no matter whom you are watching me on your screen, right here on the stable of Vibes Upon Vibes Upon Vibes with Chivik. Exactly. Until then, ciao, ciao. Mwah.